Good evening. It's Friday evening, so it's time for the next video from this series of video clips that I am taking. But this time there are two main differences that we'll see. The first one is that I'm trying to take the video on English, although it's not my native language, but we'll try to make some kind of presentation. And the second difference is the fact that this time we not going to talk about die-cast toy cars, but we'll present something interesting at point of the fact that actually these items were not so popular abroad. They were popular in just a number of countries, mainly of Eastern Europe. But of course the subject bubble gum is well known probably in all countries, but this series is actually the first one I was able to see in my childhood, and this one was the first series I am starting to collect back at the end of 80s. So it has some kind of special significance for me, and but probably it should be the same feeling for many people here or in other countries which collected this kind of bubblegum inserts. So the name of this series is Turbo. It's related to different kind of vehicles, so actually it is close to the subject that we had in the previous clips. This kind of bubble gums mostly were produced in Turkey in date of actually at the end of 80s to the end of 90s, and actually Turbo series includes many quite large number of individual series included into the main range. So today I'm going to present to you actually the second one. The first one is actually quite rare to obtain, because it was issued in 1986 to 1987, somewhere around these years. and actually they were not so available at that time. But the second one was very popular, but remain one of the best. So this series contain 70 inserts numbered from 51 to 120. So we will gonna start to present all of this. So we start from the last one, and last one is this Toyota Corolla. Actually, I have placed in all the inserts into these laminating pouches, but at any time I can take the picture out if I want, so they are not laminated. So this one was the last, numbered 120 to in this series. Of course, you can see a different vehicle, race cars or motorcycles or normal city cars, not so. Now you will see the next one, a motorcycle BMW, although it should be a W here, but at this bubblegum series we can see many errors normally. So this time you can see number 119. Yeah. Next one, Lancia Delta. This should be the integrale version, not S4, but anyway, it's written that way. Of course, the space here is not so much, so probably they decided to short the whole inscription of the model. De Tommaso Pantera. The next one, that should be GTS version. Probably here is a bit visible. Of course, there are some Formula 1 race cars. This is the MC McLaren M16. Ford, probably something like Capri, I think. But and this series, this inscription is common on Turkish. I'm not sure exactly what is the meaning, but at many wrappers it's written here, so probably means something common, but I don't know what exactly. The next one, Alfa Romeo 75. Of course, here you can see some technical data of the model of the car, actually. Number 113, Panther Solo. Actually, collecting of bubblegum inserts was a very popular hobby here at the end of 80s and probably to the middle of 90s. Basically, we were overloaded with different kind of bubble gums with different kind of inserts at many different themes, not only vehicles but also famous people, cartoons, military vehicles, and so on. So we'll try to present them at some point. Of course, all you can see is a part of personal collection, and I do not pretend that I have full series of many of them, but it was hobby that I have supported quite many years. So here is one of the double inserts, two cars pictured at once. Number 111, Lotus Esprit. Actually, this Lotus is very popular as a diecast model as well, so probably it's something very familiar. 110 Vector Twin Turbo. Probably anyone can remember within the last few years Hot Wheels have issued that model at their special series. I think Boulevard series was included this one in a red color. But back in the end of 90s to see such cars here was impossible, so that's why this hobby remains so popular back then. Another Lancia Delta. This one should be S4 actually, if I'm not in mistake, but I think this one is. Honda motorcycle. Probably you have noticed that some pictures are real, but some of them are somehow photoshopped, if I may say that, with computer created background. Number 107 Suzuki GSX. Ford Aeros, another race car from, so I'm not sure if this one is from Formula 1 or probably some sort of IndyCar series, but they were included in the series. (105) TVR 420. This one actually became one of my favorites, together with another one I will show later. There are some kind of interesting background and the color of the car, the model itself, is interesting. So I don't know why, but this one was one of my favorite. 104 AC Cobra. (103) Aston Martin Vantage. This one also is a very cool car. Of course, it was difficult at the end of 80s to collect the full series so fast, because the gums itself were very expensive as a product, and also at most cases, for example, they were available into a few some kind of small shops where usually newspapers were sold. So, and if you go only to this place, at most cases you can find a different a limited number of numbers. For example, in a box of 100 gums, usually they were available from 10 to maximum 15 different wrappers and inserts. So you have to go to buy to another place to check what range is there, and in order to collect the whole series. (101) Peugeot 205 Turbo. Number 100 BMW actually. Remember when this one appears, I was visiting my cousins in another city, and there they have bought back then around 10 gums, and I was lucky to find this one. It was a great joy back then. Number 99 Nissan Fairlady. That's it. Toyota Supra, actually it should be P instead B, but at that time, as I told, such mistakes were usual. Number 27 and 97 and 96 are two racers which looks almost identical. 96 and 97. Honda CRX. And now we reached this two. Actually, these two were the first ever bubblegum inserts that I got as a child. When they were offered here, my parents bought two gums, one for me, one for my sister, and this one was mine. This one was to my sister. So, and they are in close numbers. But of course, these two are not the original ones I had back then. Actually, all of my bubblegum inserts came probably around 10 years ago, when a friend of mine decided to sell his childhood collection, and I just decided to buy them as a memory. And of course, later decided to fill the gaps when I can. Number 92, Citroen PX. As you may notice, the selection of manufacturers is impressive. They are not only Italian or Japanese or French cars. Actually, there are quite large variety. Lamborghini, Jalpa. On Bulgarian we call it Yalpa. Nissan Skyline, Number 89. Is there a spider? Number 88 is interesting launcher. I've never searched about this model actually at the web nowadays to see what model is that, but it's quite interesting. Mercedes 500 SL. Chevrolet Celebrity. Actually, I'm not sure if this model is correct, but who knows? Okay, again, double picture. Jaguar XJS coupe version and convertible. Number 84, Suzuki Swift. Probably many of these pictures were taken from magazines. Number 83, Porsche 944. The Matchbox collectors know this model very well. It also appeared and it was very highly detailed model. '82 BMW motorcycle. ABC. I guess this one should be company about tuning of Mercedes. But it's written as ABC. Number 80, Audi 204. '79, Renault Alpine. It should be A31410, I think. Another Formula 1 race car, Alfa Romeo. '77 Porsche 959. '76 Ferrari GTS. '75 Volkswagen Golf. Actually, I think I forgot to mention that this second series comes from, actually it is issued around 1988, but I think the production is taking within 3 years, so from 1988 to 1990. Number 74 Rolls-Royce. I guess this one should be Silver Spirit, if I'm not in mistake. Number 73 Mitsubishi Starion. 72 Chevrolet Turbo Sprint. This one is interesting. Lincoln Mercury. I've never checked actually if such Lincoln actually exists, but now as I'm looking, it reminds to Ford Sierra. It's very interesting sometimes. Another BMW motorcycle. It seems this one has a golden engine. And golden hubs. Number 69 Chevrolet Camaro convertible. Number 68 Lamborghini Countach или Countach, depends of way of reading. Number 66 Chevrolet Corvette. Number 65 Subaru Alien. Strange looking car for me, but probably should be something real. And this one is the second of my favorites as a child. Albar Sonic. Probably because of the glowing or not going, but lifting doors cause some sort of attraction, and that's why it became one of the favorites. Number 63, Opel Kadett. Another FNO, I guess, race car, Tyrrell Ford. Volkswagen Sirocco. Number 61, number 60, Mercedes 190. Very desirable model in the diecast field, so I can imagine why. So this one is one of the best. And slowly we are going to the last few inserts. Number 59, Honda motorcycle. Number 58, Ford Mustang. '57, Opel Omega. '56, Dodge Shadow. '55, this should be Ferrari Fiat Formula 1 race car. Number 54, this jaguar. Number 53, I was somehow forgotten about this one, but now I find it. Lincoln Continental. Number 52, Honda motorcycle. And the last one is actually the insert that was considered to be something like a holy grail back then, the triple Ferrari Testarossa. Actually, this one I never was able to find this one directly from GUM. It became under exchange, I remember, and the kids that were lucky to find this one were very proud of the fact. The triple Ferrari Testarossa. So this was the presentation of the series. The numbers below 51 belong to the first series, which is, as I said, a very rare. Of course, there are collectors which have this series, but it was not so available. So this is the end of this video. I hope it was interesting, especially it probably it would be interesting for people from countries different than Bulgaria, Romania and Russia, but as I said, this one was a significant part of from my childhood, so I really enjoy keeping them. And actually I have not one but 3 series of this one. It was the best for me, and actually after so many years it remains the best one I have seen. Of course there are another other kind of series which are also very attractive, and I will going to present them as well. But from Turbo Ranch, this one is my one and only favorite. So thanks for watching, and have a nice time wherever you are at the moment. See you next time.